Elder Sage here, coming at you with, well, here we're starting off with the NPL, and I somehow found myself as the analyst for them, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun league and everything. I look forward to overseeing how things go, and today we're coming at you with an interview with my boy, Grim Absol with the Kentucky Luxrays.
What's up, guys?
Since it is my first interview and everything, I got a little bit of some help from Seabass, the other analyst. And the questions here, well, we about to start things off pretty simple. And it's basically, what is your name, how old are you, and when did you start playing Pokemon?
My actual name, or like
Well, yes, I think that's what they want to know.
Ellis. I'm 15 and I started playing Pokemon in like 2007-ish with Pokemon Yellow.
Dang, that's a long time ago, dude.
Yeah, I've been playing for a long time.
Yo, when I was 2007, I don't remember how old I was. I was like 5. I don't even know. Yo, that's crazy, man. You got it on that one. And when did you start playing competitive Pokemon? Because that's a whole different new thing, man.
Yeah. About a year or two ago, I
Really?
started out with GC.
Oh, okay.
When I found out about like Smogon and stuff, I just took off in OU really,
Yeah.
and I've been playing like OU mostly since.
You converted, man.
Yeah.
That VGC with them crazy Ubermons. I don't know, man. Cause I mean, I started playing Pokemon pretty late. It was like, well, not late. I was like 14, 15, 14, something like that. And I didn't start. Yeah, and I didn't really start competitive. Actually, I started competitive like when I was about like 15, around your age and everything. And I just became like a fanatic, dude. Like I used to go on like VG chats or whatever that thing is, just looking for FCs, battling all day and night, spend my whole summers.
That's exactly what I did when I first got into it. I was like,
yeah.
all right.
This is not an interview for me. Let's move on. Okay. What is your favorite tier to play?
OU.
I should have saw that one coming.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out that PU.
Dude, PU, some of these PU mons, they don't belong there. It's really crazy.
Your guy's God, I swear.
When I get him in like a random battle on everything, I'm about to put in some work. And freaking Regigigas, I think it's still I think it's PU, and like it has to be the most OP PU mon. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite playstyle? Because I know they be having like some people just like stalling, blah blah blah.
Mostly like either balance. I play balance a lot, but either that or hyper offensive.
Hyper offensive.
I cannot play stall for the life of me, I swear.
So
I'm like, I can't sit there 60 turns just to get rid of one mon. Like,
so what are you gonna do once you got another like hyper offensive mon that just comes in, got a whole bunch of super effective moves and starts just dishing them out? What you gonna do?
Well, I'll try to play around it.
To be honest, I think
if I can. I mean, it depends on what it is, really. Because if it's like mega low punny, yeah, that thing is kind of unstoppable. I swear to God, 405 speed, and it destroys everything.
Bro,
that thing, oh my God.
I think
unless I have Talon Flame, then I can just click Brave Bird or whatever. Because
dude, the OP counter to freaking mega low punny, it has to be Tangrowth. Like, I was just doing it today. That junk, it couldn't touch me. Like, Ice Punch was doing like 20% damage, and I'm just like sleep powdering and just like... Me, I always have to have like a backup like defense, because you never know, dude. Like, crazy shit happens in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But what's your favorite type to draft?
My favorite type?
Yeah.
Dark.
That's a pretty good offensive typing.
Yeah, especially because
Knockoff.
knockoff, pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
sucker punch. What else is there? Crunch, night slash,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a bunch of good like super effective hits against Ghost and Psychic, which are both pretty common types
Dude,
in competitive battle. And
I totally get it. Like, once you have like the type of when you have a freaking Starmie and you got a Weavile, and they're both in there, and you know this Weavile got knockoff and pursuit. It's like you just think you're like shit. What can I do
like,
right now?
No matter
Like,
what happens, if he clicks pursuit, Starmie dies. If he doesn't click pursuit, something gets its item knocked off and takes half.
like that's why like dark types are just so golden. Like you just know you're about to lose something. Like
Yeah.
you're about to lose an item, and you're just about to lose something.
Yeah.
If it's not your life,
If it's not a mon, it's your item. If it's not your item, then it's a mon. Like you have to choose between the two, really.
I know,
And
it's crazy.
it can follow each other too. It can go item to mon or mon to item. I don't know.
Or it could cost you the whole game.
Yeah.
Honestly, like in my last league, I had a huge dark weakness. It was just insane. But what's your favorite Pokemon in the draft form, like the draft format? Can't talk today.
On to brick coverage, it has access to T-Wave and Will-O-Wisp, and I think Toxic, and it just destroys walls.
You said Rotom W?
No, Mega.
Mega Gardevoir. Oh,
Yeah.
that thing is a beast, dude. Honestly,
It
Hyper
has
Voice.
like what? Yeah, Hyper Voice does like so much. If you resist it, you're still taking at the very least, like 20 to
honestly,
30.
That thing hits like a freaking
I'm
truck.
too like, yeah, it does.
Like what?
It doesn't look like it would, but it does.
I know, and the thing is, it's like you kind of don't even know like how to stop it efficiently, because like it's also pretty fast, to be honest. And if you're not prepared for it, you could like get wrecked.
Yeah, it's also at that speed tier where it's like in the middle of like the fast ones and like kind of like the slower ones, because max speed is its max speed is 328 at level 100, and it outspeeds so many things.
Yeah, that's a pretty good speed tier, honestly. Because a lot of like the mons out in like OU, they do have like high base speeds, but most of the time you don't really make them jolly. They're like they're like a specific amount of them that you would make
like,
jolly, but
yeah, like
a lot of times.
Alright, so like there's Mega Medicham, which is usually adamant, but if you run jolly, it's a speed high with Mega Gardevoir. But since it's like, you know, usually not jolly, it's destroyed. Hyper Voice just kills it easily.
You just gotta tank that freaking bullet punch, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that will work, but
I don't even think bullet punch does too much. I mean, it does a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Mega Medicham, but like you're probably gonna tank it unless it's a crit.
Yeah.
Which this is Pokemon, so that's also
Pokemon, dude. Get ready for the hacks. You never know, man. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Really.
Some days, I swear to God, I just
dude,
one hack after the other, and I'm just like, I can't.
On my last league, I was in the playoffs, and it was just a one-on-one between me and this dude, and it was just it was my Mega Metagross and their Milotic, and his Milotic was on like 6%, and he hit me with a Scald, and I ended up on like around like 10%. Or like 6 or something like that. But then I died to a burn, and I was like, are you kidding me? How did this Skull have to burn me and I had to lose that one-on-one? I was so mad. Like
I never get skull burns, but it seems like every time I get scalded, it's automatically burned. It's like awful.
And I have dead ass sometimes used Skull 3 times in a row, and I did not get one single burn, and I'm just questioning this 33% or this 30%. It don't even seem like it's true. For me, it's like 1 out of 100, man.
Yeah. That 1% chance to burn on the skull.
More like 0.25 or something like that.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite generation?
Story-wise, probably Gen 4, just because I just love Gen 4. I'm honestly more excited for the Gen 4 remakes if they're happening after Sun and Moon. Because I just want Sun and Moon to come out and then be them like in a year or two be like, Gen 4 remakes are on their way, and I'll just be happy. But competitive-wise, I've only really played Gen 6 competitively, so yeah, I guess Gen 6 for competitive. I can't speak English.
Yeah, man. Gen 6, they went all out, you know, did a whole lot of things, added new types, a whole lot of good things.
And
Yeah, like it really made the whole meta and like the whole competitive scene really like deep.
yeah, and they changed the weather so it's not all weather based.
Cause you know in Gen like 5, 4,
Yeah.
it was honestly weather teams. That was all weather teams. You don't really see much variety. I had my sun team, I had my sandstorm team, I had my water team, and it's basically who brings what team. Because if you bring your water team and I bring my sand team, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be Polytoad versus Tyrant. That's the whole battle.
And it depends on who comes in like afterwards.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Ubers, Groudon, Kyogre thing.
Yeah, that's like a mini version of it, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what VGC is going through right now, pretty much. Because, like, you will not see a good competitive team that doesn't involve Primal Kyogre or Primal Groudon.
Dude, Groudon is like the most OP mod, to be honest. That thing would freaking wreck you if you're not prepared. And even if you are prepared, it would still probably make a huge hole.
Yeah, you can't hit it with 4 times effective moves, like, you know, like water moves. Can't hit it with that because the Intense Sun, I think it's called.
Yeah. Desolate Land.
Yeah.
It's just a really crazy mod, man. But realistically, how do you think you're gonna do in this league?
I'm hoping I'll do well. I'm pretty sure I can beat some of the people there. Like, I'm not gonna say any names, so I get like,
okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not Aki, okay?
Okay. I mean, hey, it's also Pokemon. Like, the underdog could come out of nowhere, but just had their team right, and they could have just wrecked. You could have probably 6-0'd Aki, and you'd probably just put some random shit together, and it's just Pokemon. Like, shit happens, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you never know what could happen. But you always gotta be on top with your team building and everything, just to put the things in your favor.
And I think I'll be pretty good at drafting. I think I will be, at least, because I'm decent at team building. I'm like okay at it. I'm not the best, but you know, I do what I can and try to build teams that are competitively viable and such.
Yeah, I got you, man. I mean, I've burned so many hours team building. Just building. I remember back in Diamond and Pearl, I would just spend my whole days just thinking of ways to balance out my team. Like, it's crazy, but
oh my god,
it's like you only have 6 mons. Like, sometimes you just can't. You just want 7, or you just want more than 4 moves. You just want a 5 slot, but you can't. So it's always tough.
Yep. I swear to God, in 8th grade, like, I had Pokemon fever. I'd just like sit in class. I wouldn't do anything. Well, like, I'd do stuff, but like, all I would be thinking about is, all right, so what team am I gonna build when I get home? And that's all I did.
Yeah, I always try to do the whole cheeky teams and everything.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be the next part of the interview. These are just some random questions. Probably has nothing to do with none of this. But the first one is, which one would you prefer? Sun or moon?
Sun. So Galileo looking amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty boss, but
And
I
I
mean,
like the lore behind it too because of the alchemy stuff.
yeah, it's just really ridiculous how it's fire. It's weak to fire. Like, dude, at least give it like at least give it like flash fire or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, sometimes they just want to just troll, and they're just like, hey, I know you guys gonna think about this, this, and that. How about we just give them something completely super unexpected?
Yeah, Game Freak always likes trolling us. So
To be honest, they do, and it worked.
yep. Everybody was
Everybody's
freaking
like,
out.
what? But question number 2, live com or post com?
I prefer postcom really. It gets more in depth on like the aftermath of it, and they
Yeah.
can also go through what they thought at the time,
Yeah, I get you.
and also better plays that they could have made.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I basically do, but I might diversify things, so do some little live com, just to let people know my little inner rage when I be getting hacks. But I
Yeah,
don't think they're ready for it, man. And here's the last question. Fairy or dragon?
fairy or dragon?
Yes, sir.
Fairy. I gotta go with fairy. Cause like,
Well,
oh my god, I have just thinking off my head. I have so many. Just like some of my favorite mons are like fairy types, like Florges, Exernias, even like Carbink.
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 Well, them fairy types, like, they're like, right now, they're pretty much dominating.
Yeah.
It's really hard to,
Clefable.
like, really counter them. I mean, you got your steel types and you got your poison types, but it's,
It's like other than that, what do you have?
yeah, like, they could really, they could offensively wreck a team, and they could also defensively, like, wreck a team, because
Yeah.
if you don't have the poison and you don't have the steel, you're most likely gonna get wrecked, because a lot of the fairy mons are also pretty bulky, like Clefable. If you're, honestly, even if you have coverage, you could still get wrecked. I've wrecked scissors or scissors, whatever. I've wrecked a whole bunch of steel mons and just a whole bunch of other things just by putting flamethrower.
Yeah,
Make
like
it a defensive
like
bold
third
nature.
Clefable was. Or sorry.
It's just,
Yeah.
they're OP, dude.
Yeah. Like flamethrower Clefable was a thing in early X and Y, and it was. I mean, it's still used today, but it's not as used because steel types, while being good, like like most of them rely on the defensive form of steel typing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not really using it offensively, but more of the defensive kind of way.
Yeah, but in leagues, you gotta be careful, man. These steel types are
Yeah.
carrying Ironhead.
Yeah.
You need to be careful. They're not playing
Yeah,
around.
As soon as they see that fairy type, they're putting it on.
Yeah, but then it also matters on predictions.
Yeah.
And that right there is gonna have to conclude the interview. And I want to give another shout out to my boy, Grim Absol, with the Kentucky Luxrays. And this was your analyst / your interviewer, Elder Sage, and we're out.